Welcome to another episode of Simply Bitcoin, where we talk about the Bitcoin news, the memes, the fails by the central bankers, governments. We have it all. We'll keep you in the loop for this peaceful Bitcoin revolution. But anyways, Opti, it's time for Number Time. Brought to you by Nodl. They make some of the best Bitcoin nodes, like the Nodl One, the one I'm holding in my hands. Run your own version of Bitcoin Core, the Lightning Network, Whirlpool, and Dojo, all from the comfort of your own home. Remember, guys, if you don't run your own Bitcoin node like the Nodl, you're trusting someone else's. And if you're on the go, you're a digital nomad, now you could run a Nodl through a virtual private server. Visit nodl.eu. At the time of this recording, the Bitcoin price is $23,815 sats per dollar, also known as Moscow time, 4,199. Bitcoin held in corporate treasuries, 1,660,000 Bitcoin. Block height, 745,782. The amount of reachable Bitcoin nodes, 15,157. Percentage issued, 90.94%. Blocks to halving, 94,218. Halving estimate, I'm looking forward to that date, April 18th, 2024. The block subsidy value, 148,906. And for anyone that doesn't know that, right, roughly every 10 minutes, a Bitcoin block is found. The new transactions are included in that block, and the Bitcoin network rewards the miner that found that block with the block subsidy. Right now, it's at 6.25 or roughly $140,000. In 2 years, that 6.25 will get cut in half. All right, next thing I want to address. We got a very interesting comment from definitely a friend, and let's pull it up. From Nappy Wise, I'll pop it up on screen for you guys. Nico, can you explain why you advertise Nodl is self-custody? It's this the same as ETH nodes running on Amazon web server or Compass miners selling miner services? I bought a Nodl dojo a few months back with you starting advertising on your channel, as well as a my node, thanks to the information from Phil. Just wondering what changed your opinion. Okay, that's an excellent question. I actually reached out to the Nodl guys so that they could answer the question. And of course, I know a little bit about this, so I'll chime in as well. Let me pull it up. Okay, so I sent it to them. They said, on-chain coins are always self-custody because you're using a hardware or mobile wallet with them. For Lightning, it's on the server, but you're still the only admin root of the server. So of course, you have to trust us to some extent, but still better than to trust Amazon. And on the trust setup with a cloud provider, you also have AWS, a non-Bitcoin company with thousands of employees, versus Nodl, a Bitcoin company that actually owns the hardware in this case. So there's trade-offs for sure, but we're clear about these and upfront. So let's talk a little bit about the trade-offs, right? And that was a response from the awesome guys at Nodl. So if you are at home, right, you're not moving around, right? Get a Nodl node, right? You could plug it in, right? But I always say during the ad, I say digital nomad, right? If you're moving around and you're, going from hotel to Airbnb to Airbnb, ideally you'd still want to run your own Bitcoin node, right? So it's a better solution than, for example, if you use your Blue wallet or you used another wallet, right? And you connected to a random node, right? Because every time you connect to a node that's not yours, what you're doing is you're doxing your transactions and you're doxing the addresses that you're checking to check that balance of, right? So ideally, you always want to run your own node, right? And also, not to mention, when you run your own node, you get voting power because you get to decide what Bitcoin software you want to run and what Bitcoin software you don't want to run. So is it better than an actual node at your home plugged in to your Ethernet port? No, it's not better. Is it better than trusting some random node once you open up your Blue wallet? Of course it's better, right? Because at least it's your data. And I might be mistaken here, but I think the Nodl guys also told me that it's encrypted as well, right? So again, it's definitely someplace in the middle, and it's useful specifically, which is what I always say this, it's useful in my opinion for digital nomads. Also, for example, what if you have a restaurant? What if you just want to receive lightning payments, right? It's a really good solution, right? So it's a good solution, but it definitely doesn't replace getting your own node. So I hope that answers your question, but they have it all, right? If you want your own node, you could do that, Nodl. Or if you're a digital nomad, you're on the go, you're always traveling, you could use the Nodl Cloud. So they have both solutions, and they're both definitely very useful. But good noticing that. Anyways, the video that I want to react to today, Opti, I haven't got to play it, but I do trust Crypto Graffiti's judgment. Jack Mallers' mic drop explanation of proof of work versus proof of stake. Remember, we played Jack Mallers, a clip of Jack Mallers yesterday. This was the Bloomberg crypto thing that they were hosting, and Matt Miller, I'm sure, was asking him a question like, oh, proof of work wastes so much energy. What about proof of stake? Anyways, it's a 2-minute clip. Let's see what he has to say.
One of the things we talk about on our crypto show a lot is proof of work versus proof of stake. We have people come on like Joe Lubin who really defend the idea of proof of stake and saying that it's going to be even more secure. Yeah. No, he doesn't. But what's your take? I mean, Ether is a big challenger.
Disclose that to the SEC. No, it's not. So first of all, using energy is not a bad thing, Matt. Like, engineering and the use of energy is implied in like the growth of humanity. You know what else uses a lot of energy? An airplane. So I tell you what, you don't like energy. Next time you and the wife go to Europe, you take a kayak, I'll fly United. Next time you want to save and grow your family's wealth, you use the dollar, I'll use Bitcoin. Next time you wash your clothes, you hand scrape your kid's stain out of the white t-shirt, I'll use a washing machine. Like, since when was using energy a bad thing? I mean, come on, like, it's absolutely asinine and ridiculous. And even the carbon footprint, I mean, it like incentivize, it's the best use of energy. You know, like what an airplane can't do, or your washing machine, like make use of excess energy of a waterfall. So it helps stabilize the grid. Like, if you want an asset to have a commodity premium, which, you know, this room knows what that is, creating money can't be free. Like, guys, what are we talking about? Like, the fact that if a lot of people want to create Bitcoin, it becomes more difficult is why the thing works. Your relationship with Bitcoin is not a liability, okay? Your relationship with Bitcoin is not a proxy to some foundation, some team, some corporate structure, some development decision. In fact, the founder of Bitcoin, he, she, or they might be dead. And it's working really well, Matt. That's what Sailor means when it's a property. There's no liability relationship. Proof of stake, your relationship with that asset's a liability. A stablecoin, your relationship with that's a liability. In theory, what you want is a monetary asset where there are no liability relationships. That's the whole point of the thing. That's what proof of work solved that.
Boom. Wow. Dude, I think we've covered this topic so many times, but Jack Mallers just has a fucking way with words, bro. Absolutely pointing out the difference, right, between the two. What we always say, right? Bitcoin successfully separated took humans out of the equation. Proof of stake is just a continuation of the old system. Anyways, Opti, what do you think about Jack Ballers being Jack Ballers?
Shout out Jack Ballers. I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. That kid's got swagger, and that's why he stays winning, guys. And also, shouts out to Joe Rogers in the chat. I spied little Joe Rogers' comment on that thread. But back to the topic. I like to frame this as convince me that energy use is wrong, and then we can talk about this. Fundamentally convince me that using energy isn't a good thing. And then we can talk about whether Bitcoin mining energy is wasteful or useful. And if you can't do that, then get out the kitchen, because we all know what time it is, guys. Energy use is good. The more energy society uses, the more prosperous that society is. So these people that want you to not use energy, they want to take you back to the Stone Ages, guys. They want to eliminate you, the carbon they're trying to eliminate, because they don't want you flourishing, guys. Remember what the Weef tells you, is this is their marketing, not ours. You will own nothing and be happy. That includes not using any energy usage. That includes, minimizing the technology stack that you can use. These people literally want to take you back to the Stone Ages and damn near eliminate a mass portion of the population, guys. This is all energy.
Wait. Hold on. Supposedly.
That's what I said. Hopefully I made that clear. Supposedly.
Oh, God, Opti.
I apologize. I know. You can bleep me out, whatever.
Oh, man.
But guys, fundamentally, Jack Ballers says it perfectly. There's no counterparty risk to proof of work Bitcoin. Proof of stake is just recreating the fiat system on the blockchain. It's asinine. Use more energy. Energy use is good. Orange coin, good. Yellow rock, bad. Traditional banking, bad. Let's go.
Oh, man. Opti, I love having Optimus Fields on the show. Dude, so, yeah, look, you could definitely say the globalists, the party of Davos, want the deplorers. They want the peasants not using, more energy that they're entitled to when they go on their private jets, right? We know that for sure. The energy policy being pushed, by some institutions, by some politicians have been very harmful. But that part that you said about killing people, I don't know about that. But I'll
tinfoil hat on.
But I will say this, okay? A lot of things that were conspiracies 6 or 7 months ago are turning out to be true. Okay, so that is my comment on that. But anyways, going back to this proof of work thing that Jack Mallers was talking about, absolutely. There is a direct correlation with human prosperity and energy use. And it's disgusting that they've convinced half or 40% of the population that using energy is a bad thing, right? So I think that the fight for Bitcoin mining, right, is really a fight about whether an individual can get to decide what energy use is okay and what energy use is not okay. And what another side says is, hey, the bureaucrats get to decide that, basically a form of central planning, and it's had catastrophic consequences. Look at the prices of energy in California. Look at the prices of energy in Germany. Germany even had to backtrack on some of its policies because reality smacked them in the face when Russia invaded Ukraine. So yeah, there's definitely some truth to what Opti was saying. Don't count it out, that's for sure. But anyways, Opti, it's time for
the Daily News.
Brought to you by CryptoCloaks.com. They make some of the best Bitcoin merch, like the 3D printed Bitcoin grenade toy. Comes in any custom color your heart desires. Opens up. I haven't done this in a while. Oops, shit. Oh, man. Fuck! Okay, I have to super glue that. 3, 2...
Oh, you broke it.
Yeah, I broke it. 3, 2, 1. Brought to you by CryptoCloaks.com. They make some of the best 3D printed Bitcoin merch, like the famous 3D printed Bitcoin grenade toy. Comes in any custom color your heart desires. You want it in gold? They make it in gold. Also opens up, you put your favorite hardware wallet in there. It's awesome. And good news, guys, you can take advantage of the promo code down below to get 5% off the store. And in Europe, the European store is now open. Check out CryptoCloaks.com today. All right, everybody, check this out. Big news. The largest bank in the Eurozone to launch Bitcoin crypto custody platform. The French bank BNP Paribas, the leading private bank in the Eurozone, will become a custodial service provider for Bitcoin and other digital assets. With over 506 billion of assets across the US, Asia, and Europe, BNP Paribas Wealth Management leverages 6,800 professionals across an international network, making them the lead private bank under the Euro system. The monetary authority of the Eurozone encompassing 19 European Union members. Moreover, BNP Security Services, the bank's asset custodial service, holds over $13 trillion in assets under management. Holy cow. Imagine just a small percentage of that. Now, before you get your panties in a bunch, all right, this does not help the revolution. The revolution is people buying Bitcoin, mining Bitcoin, earning Bitcoin, and then taking it into self-custody. If everyone just used a bank to custody their Bitcoin, the problems that we have today would not change. The problem stemmed from the fact that you're trusting a government that could be captured by, trusting a bank that could be captured by a government to hold your money, right? That's a fundamental issue with the world that's going on today. If you live in the Western world and you're like, nah, that's not a problem, my friend, you have financial privilege, okay? Most people, about 60% of the world, do not have the benefits that you have. They put their money in a bank and there's custodial risk. But at the same time, this is potentially bullish for the price. I'm not going to lie. That's $13 trillion in their assets. It's only 2% of that whole, pile of money, that all that wealth, all that capital went into Bitcoin. That is a lot of goddamn money going in. And remember, the awesome part about Bitcoin is there's only so much. You can't print more of it, right? So what happens when people are buying more and no one wants to sell, the price tends to go up. So it's bittersweet, right? It's cool because it's a lot of money. And at the same time, not so cool because this doesn't help the revolution. This doesn't help Bitcoin revolution. This doesn't help the plebs, man. What you want is more individuals taking self-custody. But I definitely think this is worthy of being called signal. Opti, what do you think?
Well, I'm really glad that you went that angle because when I tweeted this, I basically said middlemening. And besides the fact that they have trillions of dollars under assets or custody, I'm like, man, who really cares if a bank wants to custody your Bitcoin? The real revolution, like you said, is the plebs out there putting their Bitcoin in cold storage. But I think this is a good point to illustrate that, guys, it really does feel like we have crossed the Rubicon and Bitcoin is in the mainstream and there is no going back. Bitcoin's incentives are winning, and everyone that wants profit, anyone that sees where the road is going, understands that they have to get into Bitcoin some way. So, middlemen are going to do what they always do and try to middlemen. When a hammer is the only tool you have, everything looks like a nail. So, as Nico said, take your Bitcoin off exchanges. The revolution is self-custody, and that is the way.
That is the way. Opti, what's the second best?
There is no second best.
Anyways, fucking love the soundboard. Anyways, moving on to the next story. The climate FUD, once again, was wrong. Bitcoin working exactly like designed. There's an article from Reuters for our audio listeners. Texas Bitcoin miners back online after power surge caused curtailments. Guys, pay attention to the fucking framing, okay? The framing is what pisses me off. Texas Bitcoin miners back online after power surge caused curtailment. That is what it was agreed upon. Think about it this way, basic supply and demand. There's a lot of demand from the grid, right? That means that the electricity is very expensive. It's very expensive. It's less profitable to mine Bitcoin. It only makes sense if there's excess energy, right? And for all you guys that love renewable energy, right? Renewable energies is not a stable form of energy, right? There's ups and downs. There's not sun all the time. There's not wind all the time. But if you're a grid operator, you kind of have to provide stability. So what Jack Mahler said in the numbers video that we played for you guys, Bitcoin miners provide grid stability, and that is the reality. Anyways, large-scale Bitcoin mining operations in Texas are back online after sweltering temperatures that caused electricity use to spike led to power curtailments earlier this month, an industry group said on Tuesday. All the major Bitcoin miners, which use energy-intensive supercomputers to mine for cryptocurrencies, had paused operations last week as temperatures soared in the Lone Star State. Power demands hit all-time highs as residents and businesses turned up their air conditioners. Wait a second, I thought energy use was bad. Can't use air conditioners. You got to use fans. You got to use hand fans. The Electricity Reliability Council of Texas, which operates the grid for more than 26 million customers and accounts for about 90% of the state's power load, did not immediately... No, I'm going to cut that out. 3, 2, 1. The miners are all back online as of several days ago, said Lee Bratcher, president of the Texas Blockchain Council, and is back to normal operating mode with over 3,000 megawatts. Holy crap. 1 megawatt is already a big mine. 3,000, holy crap, that is a lot. Anyways, very good. A little bit of noise, but I'm going to connect it with this part, right? And have a question for Elon Musk at the end of this. The Bitcoin Mining Council, a voluntary global forum of Bitcoin mining companies and other companies in the Bitcoin industry, announced the findings of its second quarter 2022 survey focused on 3 metrics: electricity consumption, technological efficiency, and sustainable power mix. The BMC has now collected data from over 50% of the global Bitcoin network, representing 107 exahashes as of June 30th, 2022. In its latest voluntary survey sector, the results of this survey show that the members of the BMC and participants in the survey are currently utilizing electricity with a 66.8 sustainable power mix. Based on this data, it is estimated that global Bitcoin mining industry sustainable electricity mix is now 59%. Had increased approximately 6% year on year, making it one of the most sustainable industries globally. Additionally, year on year, it is estimated that global Bitcoin network's technological efficiency grew by 46% from 14.4 exahashes in Q2 2021 to 21.1 exahashes per gigawatt in Q2 2022. The efficiency gain reaffirms the fact that as the Bitcoin network continues to grow, it will become more efficient over time. That is a nail in the coffin to all the energy FUD, all the attacks that we got from those people that, in my opinion, they're not really concerned about Bitcoin's energy uses. They're concerned about power and control. Well, that kind of debunks a lot of their arguments. Not only does the Bitcoin network become more efficient over time, the Bitcoin network is one of the most sustainable industries ever. Why isn't the banking sector hold to these high standards? Why aren't hair dryers hold to these high standards? Why are you guys picking on Bitcoin that in fact provides stability to the grid? What is going on here? These are some hard questions that you guys will never answer because your intentions are insincere. Opti, what are your thoughts?
Man, I just got to give you some horns for that one. But first off, on the Texas news, I think I read somewhere, and you guys could correct me, but Texas has the highest highest percentage of renewable energy in the state, and they're still trying to blame Bitcoin mining as the reason for their grid not being secure and safe. We know what the real reason is, guys. It's not because of Bitcoin. Anyways, the second point, I'm so glad we have these numbers because for a while there, I've been just kind of saying a little bit through here, say that Bitcoin is the greenest industry, period. It is the cleanest industry by far. And now we have the numbers, guys, because as you guys know, Bitcoin is a rounding error when it comes to energy use. It's minuscule. It's a tiny industry in regards to how much energy is used in the world that is polluting planet Earth. And what do? They blame it all on Bitcoin when it's just a tiny, tiny little sliver of all the energy use because we know what they know. Bitcoin is the exit door and they have to block it as much as possible. So they FUD it so that the average person doesn't escape the matrix. So we know what time it is, guys. We know what the narrative is, and that's why we're here to counter the FUD.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hit the nail on the head. One last piece, Opti, before we move on to your fail. Check this out. It's a good question for Elon. Elon Musk said Tesla will resume Bitcoin payments when mining is 50% sustainable. The Bitcoin Mining Council found that Bitcoin mining has a 59% sustainable energy mix. When resume Bitcoin payments, Elon? Yeah, it's a really good question, Elon. It's a really good question, Elon. I don't know, man. You got to answer it. Anyways, Opti, it's time for
The Daily Fail.
Brought to you by Swan. Swan is the best way to build your Bitcoin stack with automated Bitcoin savings plans and instant purchases serving clients of any size from $10 to $10 million. Guys, we love Swan. The reason that we love Swan is because it fits with the Simply Bitcoin principles, man. We don't believe in speculation. Swan it incentivizes you to use dollar cost averages, and it also incentivizes you to take self-custody. Sign up today, swanbitcoin.com.
All right, what's up, guys? It's your boy Opti. I'm here to do the fail. And as you can see on the screen, we got Gemini in the news. We got more contagion fail for you guys because it's everywhere, guys. So as you can see on the screen, we got Gemini lays off more employees for the second time in 2 months. So let's go over this. On June 2nd, we got the news that Gemini had laid off 10% of their workforce as the shitcoin revolution enters its contraction phase. So again, Gemini cuts approximately 10% of the workforce, and the duo attributed the layoffs to turbulent market conditions that are likely to persist for some time. Sounds very reasonable, very reasonable. Well, 2 weeks later, on July 18th, shitcoin exchange Gemini executes second round of layoffs less than 2 months after cutting 10% of its staff, guys. Even by normal standards, by normal shitcoin bear market standards, 2 layoffs within weeks of 10% or more doesn't look good for the company. And not only does that not look good for the company, around the same time, the Winklevi twins take their cover band on the road while they are cutting employees. So are they distracted? Do they have other priorities? What is going on? Well, shouts out to Yellow because they're trying to steal your vibes, bro. Look at this first sentence. They are covering Don't Stop Believing. This is our meme world and they're just living in it. Anyways, apparently, not only are they on a cover ban, not only is Gemini struggling, but they have embarked on a 10-stop cross-country tour and launched a line of accompanying NFTs for their ban. That is correct, guys. They have an NFT for their ban. Much wow, much innovation. Anyways, this is where it gets really, really juicy, guys. So we got tagged in this. As you can see, the Simply Bitcoin tweet is retweeted by Mitchell Hoddle, and he goes, "If I had funds on Gemini or Gemini Earn, I would be shaking in my boots right now. It's no wonder why the Winklevi have begun going all in on their little cover band." So let's just look at these receipts. Gemini Earn program terms. Schedule A, approved borrowers. Genesis Global Capital. Do you remember what's been going on in the news, guys? Genesis files $1.2 billion claim against Three Arrows Capital. Genesis lent $2.4 billion to hedge funds Three Arrows Capital. Let's get out of the numbers. Remember I did this thread yesterday, guys. And this is based off that 1,000-page court document. And as you can see, guys, Genesis took the biggest hit in regards to Three Arrows Capital with that $2.3 billion that they lent out. So what is going on over at Gemini? As we've been telling you for a few days, actually probably weeks now, if you follow the money, you will understand what is going on in the Bitcoin market. You will understand why some quote-unquote Bitcoiners are going full Bitcoin deranged syndrome and going on Twitter and just having these atrocious emotional breakdowns against toxic Bitcoin maximalists, because it's all our fault that these guys are over-leveraged, rehypothecating your Bitcoin and doing extremely risky stuff with your Bitcoin because you're giving them your keys. Again, guys, you need to take your Bitcoin off exchanges. This is the revolution. And personally, this isn't necessarily just a Gemini fail, even though they're failing, guys. This is to tell you, you need to self-custody your Bitcoin. I don't know how many data points we have to tell you, but exchanges are not wallets. Don't hold your Bitcoin on exchanges for long term. Don't leave more money on an exchange than you're willing to lose, guys. Take your Bitcoin into self-custody. And don't use Gemini, guys. This is looking real bad for them. We shall see what the total cost of this will be, but man, it's getting crazy out there. Survive this bear market. It's getting bloody. Anyways, Nico, you got another extra take on this.
Dude, look, here's the reality, right? Gemini's a shitcoin exchange, so is Coinbase, but if any of those exchanges go down, it's a very, very bad news. The confidence shocks that would send throughout the industry, because you have to understand there's levels of exchanges, right? There's the sketchy like Livecoin and the KuCoin and all that really weird stuff, and And then, you know, once you get higher, right, there's like BitMEX. But once you get to like the top tier, right, Kraken, Coinbase, Gemini, once you get to that, right, you have to understand that a lot of the institutional money, it goes through that. It goes through those exchanges because they have all the bells and whistles. Gemini has the bit license in New York, right? So it would be very bad for the price. Now, does this affect the hodler, the revolutionary, the peaceful revolutionary that we advocate for on the show? No, it doesn't, because take Bitcoin, you buy it, and immediately you take it into self-custody, right? But look, here's another example. You play by shitcoins, you die by shitcoins. And, you know, let's see what happens, but definitely, Opti, I agree with you. Those are some very, very troubling signs. Anyways, what's the next fail, my bro?
Agreed. Let's hope they are not too big to fail, boys and girls. Anyways, I got some more fail here, guys. And this thread popped up on my radar yesterday, but it was released on July 18th. And this has David Marcus. If you guys are unfamiliar with David Marcus, I have this over here to explain to you. He was once at Facebook's cryptocurrency company, or Meta. I forget what was the project called, like Libra?
Oh man, it was.
I think it was Libra.
Yeah, I think it was Libra.
Right. Anyways, you can look at the date, November 30th, 2021. David Marcus, head of Facebook parent company Meta's cryptocurrency efforts, announced on Tuesday he will be leaving the company at the end of the year. I didn't bring it up, but I'm just reminded that the Meta project was completely shut down after just recently, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe. Bitcoin time flies so fast. Don't hold me to the actual date, guys. But we know that the Meta project got shut down as well, but that's not the fail. The fail is this tweet right here. And it's just a beautiful tweet because it's just such a shitcoin perspective that it's amazing, and we're going to clear it up in the thread. So David Marcus goes, I never understood the schadenfreude between the Ethereum and the Bitcoin communities. These two will end up being complementary. One is a protocol for the decentralized web, and the other for the most secure and trusted form of decentralized store of value and settlement. Wow. Sounds so profound, so profound. And then you see Jameson Slop goes, conflicting principles make such clashes inevitable. And he goes, this might be one of my favorite commenters at the one under. He goes, I get that, but we can let each other be and let the markets play out over time. I don't believe there's any value in a public fight, especially at this still nascent stage in the industry, guys. Sword sharpens sword, pleb sharpens pleb. Can't take the heat. Get out the kitchen, David. Anyways, Jameson Locke goes, you're suggesting that it's silly for developing network states to skirmish. I've made similar arguments in the past, even trying to prevent Bitcoin forks. But unlike nation states, there are no leaders who can order forks to cease fire. The elites don't like that one. And here we go. Fair. And I understand the psychology and dynamics at play here, but for most folks outside of our world, crypto is one undistinguishable thing. So infighting will set us all back. And then Bitcoin Tina goes, better people shouldn't buy scams. Yes, agreed, guys. This is how the shitcoiners scam you out of your Bitcoin. And again, on the same thread, we have Stefan Livera answering, and we go into the same thinking. So Stefan Livera goes, if they are complementary, then why are ETH people talking about ultrasound money? Clearly they recognize there's competition on that aspect. Pure signal. And then we got Giacomo under here, and he goes, even better, why didn't they launch a UTXO-based fork coin like Bcash, or even better, a trustless space chain that can never steal liquidity from Bitcoin's monetary use, or even better, a 2WP sidechain to pay for their world computer gas? So guys, these people can try to angle themselves next to the Bitcoin maximalists and say that we can all live in this kumbaya world and that it isn't winner takes all. We are in the game of monetary expansion, of monetary properties, and the best money will win, in my opinion. But furthermore, here we go. This is, I think, where you can see how he gets this opinion and where the fail comes from. As my mother always said, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. So We got this tweet. This was May 12th, going back in time a little bit. David Marcus goes, I wanted to share that we are starting a new company called Light Spark to explore, build, and extend the capabilities and utility of Bitcoin. As a first step, we're actively assembling a team to deep dive into the Lightning Network. Such a courageous and noble man to work in the Lightning Network for us. But as you can see here, we're thrilled to be joined by like-minded investors, notably A16Z Crypto and Paradigm. Guys, if I need to explain to you why that is the fail and why you need to pay attention who your friends are, it's because A16 funds all the crypto scams, all the shitcoin scams. If you look who's behind him, it is A16Z. Hence why David Marcus will never understand why the Ethereum and Bitcoin communities won't ever be complementary. Nico, you got some thoughts? Because I want to pull up a tweet before we finish this bit, but I don't have it linked up. So give him some wisdom, and I'll have that tweet for you.
Dude, look, the shitcoiners have to play these mental gymnastics in their mind in order for it to justify, the reasons and the way that things operate in shitcoins, and kind of go back to what Jack Mallers has to say. And you have to understand, right, the fundamental difference of Bitcoin and what makes Bitcoin unique, right? Bitcoin separated human beings from being able to meddle with the monetary policy of Bitcoin. So through proof of work mining and through the network of nodes, right? And the decentralization of that network. All the shitcoins are fundamentally the same thing that has existed for decades and decades and decades and decades. There's an elite group, whether it's the developers of the shitcoin, whether it's the creators of the shitcoin, whether it's the foundation of the shitcoin, and those developers get to play God. Very similar to central banking. It's very similar. So he is advocating, what he's advocating for is more of the same. What Bitcoiners advocate for is something that has never existed in mankind's history, right? A money that is completely separated and immune from human intervention. So no matter how much political pressure mounts up, the Bitcoin network ain't gonna bail you out. No matter how much pressure mounts up, the Bitcoin network isn't gonna redistribute funds. Oh, that rich guy, let's take away his money. So that's what makes Bitcoin different. And when I see those types of conversations, that's what I think. Anyways, Opti, did you find that tweet, brother?
Yes, sir. I got it right here. So, shouts out to D. Whitman. Awesome Bitcoin account. And I got 2 tweets from him that perfectly lays this out. Blockchain technology without proof of work is an inefficient database. Web3 is nothing but marketing. And to add on that, he goes, hashtag cryptocurrency marketing grist. ICO, NFT, Web3, tokenomics, tokenized, DeFi, staking, yields, validators, oracles, algorithmic stablecoins, ETH 2.0, and community, guys. So I brought all that up just to tell you, whenever you hear these buzzwords, just know where they're coming from. It's Bitcoin, not shitcoin. Bitcoin is the way. Bitcoin is the truth. Bitcoin is. And that's enough.
Bitcoin is, and that's enough. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. A lot of signal today, brother. Good job, man. But anyways, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review.
Brought to you by Citadel 21. It's the best Bitcoin cultural zine. It's stories, articles, comics by actual Bitcoiners. This is the artwork for Volume 10. This is the artwork for Volume 11. And this is the artwork for Volume 2. Volume 2 is almost already a limited edition because it's almost sold out. There's only 1,000 physical copies made per volume. So guys, get yourself some pleb signal. Get yourself a Citadel 21 physical print today. All right, everybody, welcome to the Daily Bitcoin Meme Review, where we review Bitcoin memes. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, Bitcoin memes, they're not important. What's going on? Yes, they are important. Not only do they play an essential role in Bitcoin culture, they play a critical role in this narrative trench warfare that we're fighting every single day on the battlegrounds of the internet against governments and central banks. Anyways, first meme by friend of the show. He came on recently, Solomon Ultra. I got more bars than Nestle. Not financial advice. This is just poetry that can save someone's ass. Number one, Bitcoin advice in this field: scramble your eggs, never scramble for yield. That's Alex Mashinsky in the bottom. Dude, shame on that guy, man. That guy, dude, man, that video that you played yesterday, Opti, where he's like, those Bitcoin maxis, they want you to take self-custody. Not talking now, are you, Alex? I hope that that gets used in the lawsuits, because damn, did that guy wreck people. Anyways, I don't know how this made it in here. God damn it. How the climate will change in Europe in the coming years. It's a video. I'm not going to play the sound, copyright reasons. But anyways, let's check it out. Oh, okay. Europe is turning collectivist because of the crazy climate regulations. That's freaking hilarious. Opti's dying of laughter. He likes to see me uncomfortable. TA bros. So basically, Bitcoin just reclaimed its 200-week simple moving average, but it has to hold as support, or it's just likely a failed rally with a lower high. But if it doesn't matter, those are the TA bros and the plebs, baby. We're just dollar cost averaging, and the girls just just leave me alone. It's hilarious. Love that template. Here's BTC pins, the template guy, he's like, fuck banks, love it. All right, next one. Account I muted. Who is this? Lark Davis. That's probably why I muted him. And Satoshi Sakamoto. What's the next max supply again? Wait, so it's all worthless, and it's the astronaut in space with the gun, behind him, says always has been Bitcoin. Absolutely epic. Oh, shout out to one of our sponsors, CypherSafe. Awesome. They just released, we finally got the design and CNC program ready for the Bitcoin Redux triangle the way I like it. Now on to making enough to bring to BitBlock. Boom. Let's take a look at them. It looks so fresh and so clean. I'm going to buy one because of how awesome it looks. Anyways, moving on. I'm not going to play the volume for this, copyright. But anyways, European Bitcoiners, central bankers thinking that nobody is noticing their fuck up. Let's check it out. Bitcoiners. Oh man, so good. Oh man. That is a great meme. Holy crap, dude. Oh man. Great meme. Okay. Wow. That was one of the best memes I've seen in a while. Shout out to you, brother. We're gonna tag you in tomorrow's episode. I have to remember to send that guy's name to Opti. Anyways, I'm going to give it a Phillips Associates pen. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna give it. Anyways, Opti, what would you give those memes?
Are we not on the same vibe? Because I'm giving it my Pilot G20 pens, guys. If you know, these are the best pens the game.
They are. At school, that's literally the pen that I would want. All the other pens were kind of shitcoin pens. That pen is the signal. Anyways, guys, we want to know if you agree with our scores, you disagree. Let us know down in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to us on alternative video platforms, because we do talk shit about central banks, like rumble.com, our personal favorite, bitcointv.com, and join our awesome Telegram group. It's over 500 people in there. It's plebs having a great old time posting memes in the Telegram so we can review them on the re-review. So if you have a meme that you want us to review, post it in the Telegram chat and we'll try to get to it. But anyways, Opti, there was an open source software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software release.
Brought to you by CypherSafe. Guys, do not store your seed on paper. Paper is prone to water damage, fire. Imagine you stacking that Bitcoin for years and years, and then that paper just gets destroyed, or perhaps it gets eaten by a pet. That's why you have to put your seed on metal. And there's no better way to do that than the Cypher wheel and the Cypher grid. It is fireproof, waterproof, pet-proof, and it comes with tamper-resistant things. It's also tamper-evident. Definitely want to put your seed on metal. Don't be prone to paper sucking. Yeah, CypherSafe.io. The software release, the open source software release today is the Mercury wallet. Mercury wallet's roadmap to Bitcoin scalability and privacy. They plan to integrate the Lightning Network and blind its servers. Bullish. I love it when a Bitcoin wallet implements Lightning, adds more functionality. The Mercury wallet is another Bitcoin wallet, right? The awesome part about Bitcoin is that it's open source. Anybody could develop a Bitcoin wallet, and it's really your choosing. Some people like Electrum, some people like Sparrow, some people like, you know, the Coinbase Cuck wallet. It's really up to you. It's really your preference. That is the power of Bitcoin. It's up to you, man. Open source is awesome. Anyways, guys, make sure to subscribe to our audio platforms like Anchor, like Spotify, like Apple Podcasts. We're on all of them. I also want to give a very special shout out to Simply Bitcoin's blog, run by the most toxic pleb on the internet, Pirate Beach Bum. Check out www.simplybitcoin.news. And of course, check out our awesome clothing sponsor. Love the guys at Represent. Look at that orange pill that Opti's wearing. I'm wearing the grenade. Maybe it's related. Maybe it's not. Anyways, stylish, it's comfy. This is really high quality stuff. We wouldn't be wearing it if we didn't like it ourselves. I literally wear these sweaters to the airport all the time. You'll see me, it's like you'll see them in a Represent hoodie for sure. You can take advantage of the promo code down below to get 10% off anything off the representltd.com store. Anyways, guys, that was our show. If you enjoyed our show, you know what to do. Smash that like button. And of course, you want to continue hearing the Bitcoin news from the plebe, pleb, perspective, the catastrophic fails of the governments and central banks, the memes, the Bitcoin culture, all of it. Definitely consider subscribing to Simply Bitcoin, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.
Bitcoin is winning the meme war, and this is uncontentious.